IVM.
Know Your Qanun. Know Your Qanun is a podcast to help you inch closer to understanding the laws and your rights and your lefts. As a civil, criminal and tax lawyer, Amber Rana addresses questions from listeners and gives insights into the various implications of the laws, the rights, the sections, specific circumstances, and unwritten laws which he himself alone knows. So know your Qanun a little better every Wednesday, a lawyer for free. Episodes available at the IVM website, app, or wherever the hell you get your podcast from. Kripaya dhyan dijiye, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
In 1996, three young men aspired to become MTV sensations. Rajiv and Raghu became sensations. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But we get Rajiv Lakshman and we get to talk to him. Yes, he's bald. Yes, he has one eyebrow, but he has tremendous talent and a backstory that's so bloody long.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
Okay, here Cyrus says, I've been thinking, it's about time I start that, and I've been thinking that, we're doing the right thing about the girl child, for example, education being free in most places, or at least the attempt is there. We look at the hospitals and the kind of, I won't use the word municipal, but the fact that you can have some sort of gratis situation for people of a lower income group or unable to, pay the ridiculous sums that some of us may have to pay. But there's one thing we're not looking at, and I want to point it out to the Prime Minister's office, and that's Noiseless Crackers. I have written about Noiseless Crackers since I was 7 years old. I have sent proposals. I have worked in a chem lab to make them. You see, the whole idea here is instead of having the pataka going off and, animals and old people and heart patients and children all getting scared, we can actually have the same pataka kind of thing, but without the pataka, if you know what I'm saying. So it's like, pat, but there's no sound. So it'll be more like exactly that. You have a rocket, you light it, you have no idea. It just goes off into the... it's there. This is my invention. This is my legacy. I give this out. I share this. I don't want the IP. I don't even want the copyright. I don't even want a pat on the back. I'll take a Padma Shri at some point, but that's alag baat because, that's about everything in my life. But I just want to say, Noiseless Crackers, the zamana is here. We need to grab it. This is the time to act now. Government, listen to your people. Noiseless Crackers on Cyrus Says. Noiseless Cyrus is a different thing that we shouldn't get into.
Hello everyone, I'm Zain.
I'm Avanti.
And welcome back to a brand new season of Marbles Lost and Found.
A show on mental health and its stigma, and we're kind of making it an open conversation.
Pretty much, yeah. And we're really, really excited about this season because we have a number of guests on and we'll be talking about things like addiction,
grief, children and mental health.
Exactly, children and mental health. And our listeners have also written in
this
time. Yes,
and we have an episode dedicated to that.
Yes, and guys, thank you so much for writing, and we really, really appreciate it.
And we're really excited for you to tune in on Tuesdays on the IVM website or app or wherever you get your podcasts from.
And you can find Marbles Lost and Found on Facebook, or you can find Marbles Lost and Found on Instagram as well, the handle being Marbles Podcast India.
Can't wait for you to tune in.
Thank you very much. See you guys soon.
All right, here on Cyrus Says, look what just walked into my studio dressed like a young Nepalese boy with the topi and the shawl and everything else and headphones and 2 sets of headphones. What an ego. Rajiv Lakshman, welcome.
Hi, Cyrus.
Hi, and welcome to the podcast. Although you've been on one of our podcasts earlier by mistake.
Yeah, I know.
You walked in and we said, what the hell? We dragged you in. It was a bit like MTV culture, no?
Yes, it
whoever's
was.
around will say, usko dal do, no? Camera ke samne. Like
Kaun hai?
That's how Chinappa got a
Bakra
career.
karega, bakra.
Bakra was terrible. The people we have used.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and then we were like cannibals. If we couldn't find anyone, we'd attack our own people. So don't tell the spot we're going to get in.
But a lot of, 2 of those at least, Abbas and Sharib, caught the acting bug from Bakra because of you. And Sharib right now is rocking it in the...
Sharib is a big character actor.
Yes,
and he's lost weight. And
all of
some
that.
people mistake him for John Abraham, or that's just a joke. What's happened to Abbas?
Abbas is...
He had something in...
He had something, but he's still in the acting bug. And he does a little bit of acting in theatre and stuff.
Wow.
Because of you,
Blame me. What about you two? First let me quickly set up Rajiv. Of course, Rajiv, Raghu, the dynamic duo who brought you roadies. I think that's when they jumped into fame in front of the camera. But what people don't know is that they were very much behind the camera from 1997, if my memory serves me right, in a show called MTV U. and working in TV18's first family of people.
Yes.
And you were just, 20 or something?
20.
Two young kids and bossing me and telling me what to do. We used to shoot a university show. And distinctly different personalities. People ask me about you, I always say very different. Raghu wasn't as aggressive as the avatar on screen, but definitely brooding and Al Pacino-like. But Rajiv was the fun guy. He was the more VJ-like, happy-go-lucky, bubbly. You know the words they use which make us cringe? Oh, she's so bubbly, happy-go-lucky, special.
No, but I have to tell everybody this. That I and Cyrus Brocha go a long, long way.
We are Eugene.
Yes. You had just started your career out as a VJ, and I just started my career out as I don't know what.
No, you all were learning on the job, but it was actually, when you look back, all the guys in that small TV18 company then they're all rocking.
Yeah.
Except
let's not
okay, except one. But other than that, they all, and of course you guys reinvented yourself and in front of the cam and judging and all this.
That's okay.
But it's
a
all
lot
part
of
of the
people
medium.
know that side of me, but a lot of people that I want people to know the TV18, MTVU side of me, where I really felt, and you actually redefined the VJ culture.
We'll play music. I want proper. I want it to sound very triumphant. Like Muhammad Ali has just won the bout or something.
Okay, so I said the VJ culture and everything. Before that, it was VJs. You had to be good looking to be VJ.
Wow, Raju! Raju said, Raju, demote kiya maine. On the spot, takak.
No, but
we had good fun, no?
Great fun.
And I want to tell you the kind of TV18 Delhi working class details. It was like being in a communist era.
Yes.
Real leftist era. I would come off a plane, the cheapest flight possible, at 6 o'clock flight, for which I had to catch a taxi at 4 o'clock and wake him up and say, bhai, please. The Mumbai taxis don't want to drive at 4. Then go reach Delhi, come off the plane, go straight to the office. No bathroom, kuch nahi. Breakfast doesn't exist in Delhi. They don't break for breakfast. And then the boys will come, they'll assemble, then we'll decide where to shoot. We'll go to the university, no one will have permission. After a very long day, lunch is at 4:30, and then we shoot links before the light comes.
Yeah.
So considering how we used to work then, this is a breeze, man.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, and now you've got your trailer and somebody comes and tells you what to do. And, we used to go and ask permission. I remember in DAV Chandigarh, we had to go and ask permission. The principal threw us out. It was like, kaun hai MTV? Kya hai MTV? He was like, what is iska matlab kya hai? What is the contribution to society? What are you doing? Rajiv, aaja. So it was a good learning curve now when you look back. And for you especially, because you had to put it all together.
No, actually, having you there actually helped. Okay, completely.
No. Is going to start
I in fact, on my way here, I was just reliving those times. And I would just shove you into a college, roll the camera, and enjoy. Just enjoy. You used to go into colleges, you used to run behind students, you used to do all the mad shit.
We didn't know we were working hard. Damn it, why did someone break that? It was all good stuff, man. Yeah, but again, looking back, I'm thinking even for you, because what people don't know, again, is the editing part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, the second half of a show like MTVU, which I think was ahead of its time, is that it was fabulously edited.
Yeah,
lots of great ideas, and there was a gentleman called Rohit Ved, Manisha, I think, to some extent, and the two boys, Raghu and Rajiv.
Yeah.
It was basically you four together who sort of, put that all together. So going back, did you ever think that, this is your school? It literally was.
Yeah. As in, I learned everything over there. In fact, most of the personality that I and Raghu channel as roadies guys.
So you admit it's all a lie?
No, we channel a personality of one of them is Rohit Vad.
Which one is that? Actually, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Or is it Raghu?
No. Me and Raghu.
Rohit was a little aggro and...
Yeah, so we channeled that part of his personality because we spent so many years working so closely with him.
Yeah.
So that part we could somewhere connect.
But let's give the devil his due. I think it was fantastic. Huh?
Yeah.
For the time, Rohit. I know man management perhaps not the best, his best thing.
Yeah.
But very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
Charming,
charismatic.
Very charismatic. And his ideas were great.
Yep.
You can't argue with the idea. Sometimes, we didn't match them correctly, or we didn't get permission because the idea was here and the idea came down to there. But I think I have no complaints, honestly, except that they didn't feed me. They really didn't feed me, man. Nobody cared about lunch.
No, but you were fat even then.
I was. And this guy called Pradeep, I don't know where he is now. Yeah. Pradeep was the king of telling me the burger aayega. Because I'm a non-veg. And wherever he said, yahan pe veg khana hai, theek hai. McDonald's se mangao main. I said, huh? So from 11 o'clock in the morning, when it opens till 6 o'clock, he would put that 2-finger universal Indian sign for aayega. 5 minutes, aayega. It was hilarious, going back, But like I said, because people don't know Rajiv, Raghu difference, are they really like that, this one like that? I think Rajiv, you're the more gregarious one, no doubt about that. And do you remember you guys used to do this? What was the comedian's name? The famous
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. How can I forget Alzheimer's? I apologize. That was hilarious. Do you ever do that? Have you ever done that?
No way.
But do they know what good dancers you are? Does anybody know that?
No.
Why aren't you on Jhalak Dikhla Jo or Nach Baliye?
Actually,
I
was asked. Obviously.
Okay, let me put it out there. If you ask me what talent they have, which is actually tangible and real, it's dancing.
Yeah.
You're natural dancers. And we've done a lot of shows where we put a little bit in here and there.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the day, you were trying to choreograph some really bad stuff in hostels, with 5 lazy Indian boys like myself who just can't move their hips. But very natural dancers and a superb impression. I think you did the impression more of Bruce.
Both of us did.
Yeah.
Both of us did, and we were not.
How do you distinguish amongst yourselves? I mean, now it's a different time. But even growing up,
we could obviously, but
no, I mean, personality-wise, how did you say? I'm Rajiv. I'm the funnier one.
No,
I'm Raghu. I'm the intense one.
See, I'll tell you. In Identical
Is there a third
Twins,
brother? People want to know. And can you not show him to us?
No, in the case of Identical Twins, it's not about differentiating yourself and carving your own niche. It is about having different expressions of the same intention. Let me explain that. It sounds
that's
cock and bull.
That's the genesis of being, deep down there's some Andhra Brahmin, mentality which is coming out through the Delhi base.
I'll tell you, we compensate for each other. So if one person is feeling slightly mellow, the other person will automatically become more vibrant to compensate each other's mood. If one person is very angry, the other person will become very calm. If one person is very funny at that time.
So you're like Shankar Ehsan Loy. You need all three to perform at the same time in various
No, it's just in any situation, we cover all bases, I guess.
Excellent. Wow. I can't think of a more arrogant statement. Okay, now listen. We've done this freewheeling for a bit, but I want to get down to the show, which is out right now, which is, again from the roadies sort of factory in a sense, because it involves stunts and daring things and that kind of thing.
Not really, actually. Firstly, I would like... Roadies still is happening, but
you can't
it's
get out of the system.
In a very... Yeah. No. Roadies, the show
you'll always
is still
be associated
on.
with it. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
even
but
if you're not involved.
When we were doing Roadies, it was a different show. Okay,
so you want to disassociate yourself?
Not at all. It has evolved into to suit the personalities of the current makers.
Who are the current makers?
MTV and the people in MTV.
Who are the judges now?
Ranvijay continues.
Ranvijay will be for life. It's a government
a couple
ruling.
more people.
Neha, I've seen her.
Yeah, a couple more people. But the personality suits is tailor-made for them. We are now out. So whatever we make in the youth space, generally will have some sort of a vintage roadies feel to it, because that is us. That's the kind of programming that excites us.
Also, it's like the MTV going to VH1, so roadies probably goes into Pavement or something, which is, as you evolve into a more classical sort of style.
But Skulls and Roses is actually a genre mash. So the other show that we have, I and Raghu did create, was Splitsvilla, which was India's first romance
reality
show.
That's also you?
Yes, of course.
So two of the most painful shows
Correct.
India has ever
that is
suffered.
Right. But that
you bastards!
That was 15
May
years
I say it for all of India who's educated. But what super hits, huh?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. So this
Did you get paid equity on these two? Because these are largely your ideas, both?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
No.
That's a bit of exploitation.
I know.
Who's
15 years ago, there was no concept of IP.
Running, the idea is running. It's like Seinfeld. He still gets paid. The show runs, in Japan.
But 15 years ago, there was no concept of an intellectual property.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I swear, man, too early.
I invented the circus. Didn't get a rupee. I invented the bra. The bra is mine. Didn't get a buck for that.
You should wear it.
I invented the vibrator also, by the way, off the record. That patent is pending. Yeah. All right.
But Skulls and Roses is actually a genre mash between an adventure reality show and a romance reality show. It has 2 islands. Don't get bored.
No, we have 7 islands in Mumbai. I'm just thinking, where would I start? Go on.
These are in South Africa, and one is Skull Island, which is the world of an adventure reality show, which is ruled by a tough megalomaniac called Raghu over there. And at the other side of the spectrum is Rose Island, which is all things nice, romance reality show and parties and
what
sexual
MTV used
chemistry.
To be.
Yeah. And ruled by this naughty guy who's in love with love. That's me, Rajiv, yeah. And the cast, poor guys, shuttle between one island to the other, and it's very...
But it's like a game show in the sense that they have to get points or...
No. They just have to survive. The problem is, in Rose Island, the only way they can survive is by forming couples and chemistry.
Oh.
But if they go
Asli
to
couple,
Skull Island... well, that's up to them. In fact, we did have some...
I'm not checking if they're having coitus. I'm just asking.
Well, they might have been, I suspect. But we had 2 love triangles and serious ones.
Love triangles?
Yeah.
Tell me more, beta.
I don't know if it's...
So this is organic in the show or this is scripted?
How can it be scripted?
I don't know. I'm asking. Sometimes this is a question. Let me ask. You must have noticed this when you sit with your family, friends, and all that. We used to get in Bakra all the time. All right. So they want to know if this fight, if Raghu's losing it or Rajiv saying something, whether that's put in or whether that's organic.
I'll tell you, as creators, we first get a lowdown of where the content is going, who's talking about what, who's bitching about who and stuff. We get all the lowdown. We map out this thing to say, okay, all these equations need to be highlighted. Okay, and these areas have dramatic potential. So we will just go with the flow. According to a plan, it is very loosely planned and it is bound to its dynamic. So it changes if the situation changes on ground. But we know where to apply the pressure, but it's not scripted. And their reactions definitely are not scripted.
So then how come when these couples all sort of get into it in a Big Boss or whatever, other shows, post the show they mostly, just disappear. It almost looks like it's set up.
Yeah.
Because we all see it comes in the press, digital press, whatever, and then suddenly it evaporates with the show. That's my only point.
Yeah, I mean, casts generally are flavor of the season. But in the cast, there are times...
So who's the cast here? Are they known celebrities?
No. They are, once again, we avoid working with known celebrities because I feel they're not virginal territory.
Fair enough.
And we would
cost more money for nothing.
No. They're more used to cameras being around them, and they will perform for the camera. Where we would like to really have people who don't have that experience.
Catch them off guard.
Yeah.
Like
so they'll be so real.
A podcast, we have 2 cameras running right now on somebody's phones, and we're not looking in and trying to catch ourselves, from time to time.
Yeah.
Right profile, but I always keep it on the right profile. I've told you about that problem. Yeah, with extra tooth that comes out, I look like a dragon. Okay, so Rajiv, so that's the setup, and this is season 1, obviously.
Yeah.
And then how does it progress? People get eliminated.
Yeah. It's a unique format. It's the first time in the world, and we've created ourselves.
This time you own the equity. So
we do in a way.
You're kidding me.
In a way.
Who owns the equity?
It's an Amazon property now.
So you don't own the IP at all?
We don't own IP, but we have
Dear
some
Amazon,
sort of
I'm as your lawyer writing the letter right now. What is the name of the head of Amazon? Jeff Bezos with a double Z now? All right. As I have told Mrs. Bezos when we first met over the divorce settlement, I am not happy with this IP nonsense that's going on with my artists. How can you, if it's all your conceptualization, how does it go to the company anymore?
No. But now we are protected, more protected than we were.
So there's some
earlier.
Percentile which is coming.
No, we are protected in our business, as in they cannot make the show without us.
Using you.
And if the format travels around the world, we get a portion of the
So
shot.
if you're not involved physically, you still get paid. As in what happens
if we are not involved physically, it cannot be made.
But if it can be made, you can be compensated and not work. That's the Indian dream.
Yeah, I know.
What is wrong with you? That's my dream. People were having wet dreams about Miss Jamaica, not me. I was thinking, kaam nahi karo, paisa aayega. Without joining politics, I had this dream.
Yeah, no, but if it travels to other countries and other territories and gets remade and stuff, so without working, we will get a portion. Yeah.
So who won the first season?
Actually, it's still streaming, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Damn you! In fact, catch you off guard. You'll say, just be...
No. Also, the last episode is being talked about a lot because it's not your traditional...
The last as in the last it released?
No. It's binged, so it's the whole season is
out. It's
streaming
out, so you can
now.
Stream it, yeah.
The
last is in the last episode.
Yeah, the 10th episode, which is the finale. It's being talked about a lot in my social media chatter. That's the one thing that everybody's talking about. They did not expect anything like this. So
it's worked according to plan for you.
Yes.
So obviously there'll be a season 2 then?
Yeah.
Or you get bored now?
No. I think it's a very nice concept, and I definitely.
Let me ask a question. A lot of people ask who are big fans of Raghu and Rajiv. So who's the boss? Whenever you have a 2-man thing like a Jatin Lalit or a, Salim Javed or John Paul, it's always I can't believe, or just a marriage. Okay, say like me and my wife's the boss. There's no other way,
Yeah.
So I can't believe this egalitarian 50-50. So how does it work?
It's not it can never be a 50-50. It's collaborative, the creative field, but it's not a democracy. You need a captain of the ship. So over here we have a company called Monozygotic, which does a lot of business with a lot of platforms and other business avenues that we pursue. I am in charge of that. I predominantly take care of business. And if the business requires show to be of a certain scale, or to scale it down or scale it up, that is my decision to take.
So what the hell does he do?
He does the creative. So he will So
I forgot about that.
he will lead the team. He will set up the content grid. He will look after the casting processes and stuff. He will do the technical recce's. He will be the point person on shoot and everything. And all the money problems or all the production issues, I'll be dealing with.
See, Raghu's not here to talk for himself because he's traveling. He's got some other stuff going on. We couldn't get the date for both of you. But we need to feature him. Like
Definitely.
He's almost there. So let's give him 10-15 seconds, but you'll have to talk for him.
Yeah.
And no one can tell because you look alike anyway.
Yeah,
You
I know.
sort of sound alike.
Okay.
I think he's a slightly deeper voice.
I think so.
Yeah. So very quickly, what are the 3 things you want to change about Raghu? Where does he really suck? And be personal. I mean, hygiene is good.
Change about, see, there is always room for, and I'm going to say stuff that's going to,
No, you sound like Miss India, but semi-finals.
Stupid.
Finals is environment.
You have to understand, Raghu and I share the same DNA. Okay, we are monozygotes.
We do see.
No.
We do see that.
Identical twins doesn't mean just look alike. We share the same DNA. We are monozygotic.
You're like the
not
chimpanzee and
dizygotic.
human beings, where 99.9% is exactly the same.
No,
right?
it's 100%
It's 100% the same.
So
then how do you have
if I
different
am,
thoughts?
we don't have different thoughts. In fact,
So
in
when you're
any
masturbating,
situation,
he's masturbating.
yeah, no,
Are you
he's
serious?
ejaculating.
So who comes first?
No, it's the sexual Olympics. Who comes last wins.
Stop it, yaar.
have
That's
to
a show
come
for
last to
another
win.
day. Yeah.
No, so so we feel the same thing. Having the same DNA means being the same person. You have to understand that.
What are you saying? I didn't realize that. I also thought there's some little difference.
No,
Are
see,
the War Brothers twin?
there is.
Identical? The cricketers? War Brothers?
No.
Okay.
No. But the thing is, there is this discussion about nature versus nurture, where if you take me and Raghu and separate
environments.
environments.
Let's do that
over
as a test.
time.
As a test.
Over time, we might develop different features or different.
But you'll still masturbate
Mannerisms.
together. One in Paris, one in New York at different times.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have never been separated. We have studied together in school. We have dropped out of school together or college together. Yeah. We have worked together all these years. We run a company together. So me saying anything bad about Raghu is me saying bad about me.
But you should.
I cannot.
Someone should point the finger.
My principles do not allow
Rajiv,
that.
I want to quickly, now that you remind me of what I really want to talk about, which is how you all came here. Because everybody will know, post roadies, what you've done. The show is out there. We've done your publicity. Now, stop it. I'm bored of the damn show.
Yeah.
It'll do well, touch wood, all good. But we want to go back because I love what I think this is a great India story. What I love is, on one side, from DNA, you're Andhra, Brahmin sort of background.
Yeah.
But if you see when I met you for the first time, you are the quintessential Delhiites. Absolutely aggressive, smart, bratty. Venki's college, where so many physical fights have happened. You used to tell us stories about it. We'll get into all that. So it's a lovely story of the mixing of this whole Indian DNA, and you get something else out of it. Of course, the end result is roadies, so then I'm upset. But we'll take a break. We'll come back. I want to go back and trace that whole little journey. Where did you guys come from? How did you get into this whole stream? You're always creative. I know you like your dancing and your performing and all that, but that whole leap. All right?
All right.
So when we come back, now tell me lies.
Okay.
All right? Lies are important.
Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Careers in the New podcast series presented by Accenture, and I'm your host Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay. In this podcast series, we'll get you the latest and greatest in the world of technology that's shaping the future of business as we know it. We're talking intelligent platforms, cloud, AI, blockchain, extended reality, and a whole lot more. Every fortnight on Wednesdays, we'll have for you a hot topic with expert speakers from Accenture talking about top trends in the space, how these are changing the world and creating growth across industries. And more importantly, we'll tell you how you can learn more, build your skills and expertise to grow and stay relevant in your career. Episodes out on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcast from.
Back again with Rajiv, Lakshman on a show that never ends. Okay, now this is the thing that nobody knows about you guys. You are quintessential Delhi boys. You're hardcore Delhi boys. When I'm sitting with the crew for the first time in 1997, 98, listening to you talk and all that, you're all the same. You all sound like one group. But there's also a background of academic background, intellectual background, which is also there, which you don't sort of show. There's also the artistic background, which again you don't really show when you're on a set, beyond the fact that this is my idea and that is your idea. The dancing, the singing, whatever else. So let's go back. Where do you guys come from?
We are Delhi boys completely, and in fact, I think that's the most luckiest thing that happened to us, because we come from a South Indian family, a very education-oriented family. very nice kind of a Brahmin
It's
culture.
a paradox with the brash Delhi guy you project when we first see you.
So what used to happen was, at home, that was our environment.
Yeah.
But when you step out, we had the Delhi environment, which is very North Indian, very Punjabi, very UP, very open and very brash, that kind of stuff. So we had to kind of balance these both worlds. We had to be this at home
Jekyll and
and
Hyde.
that. Yeah,
two different personalities.
Yeah, two different personalities, two different worlds we used to straddle.
Yeah.
So we ended up picking up, I guess, skills to navigate both worlds. But the problem was that we were too much in love with life and stuff. In fact, I'll tell you a secret. Twins generally are prone to have a suicide pact.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
This was a funny show.
It's a funny thing.
It's not funny anymore.
Oh, no. So
what does that mean?
It means we weren't good at studies at all. And our family was very education oriented and very much into, how many marks and what are you doing next, what is your course and stuff. But we knew we were not going to make it in studies. So we decided, let's live this 1 year to the fullest.
This was FIJ, the first year junior college.
I think
the first year in
Yeah,
college.
Yeah.
This is pre-MTV and you...
Yeah. This is, I think, 93.
And you made a name for yourself
93.
as guys who were on stage and dancing and stuff?
Yeah, we were
And
extremely
the chicks liked you.
popular.
I remember that because of the fights.
We were extremely popular. We used to be choreographers of our college. We used to have a band, an acoustic band, which we used to tour and perform in Delhi University. We used to be very actively involved in the Drams Hawk, which is the Dramatic Society.
And you both had hair. He especially.
We both had hair. I had very long hair, in fact.
Yeah.
And we were having fun. And
Hair and
dating
glasses,
stuff.
no?
Yes, glasses.
Yeah. All changed after some time.
Yeah.
And I remember once you had come on the set, this goes back to 97, 98 again, when I was 14 and you were 11, but you just had some scrap with some guys. Venki's being a very tough environment.
Yeah.
And I think because you had girls with you standing outside and there was a big fight.
Yes.
And, and we were all like amazed. Proper
Yeah. But that was a regular occurrence, over there.
Yeah.
If you had girls walking around with you or being with you, you had to be ready to
so
get into
somebody
a
would
fight.
pick a fight with you.
Yeah, somebody would. Yeah. Somebody would.
And did you go to protect Raghu or you go to protect the girl? What would be Rajiv's call?
No, it's not a protect thing. I find Raghu over there, we're both in the fight.
Yeah.
So.
Do you win more, do you lose?
Oh, actually, I've lost just one.
Really? To whom?
MTV? They were No. I was thoroughly outnumbered in my defense.
Otherwise, it would have gone the way of the roadies boys.
Yeah.
All right. So let's trace it from there. You're in college. Then you landed up in TV18 straight up. Or
No, we didn't have any educational qualifications. Nothing.
And you left college, right?
We had dropped out. Yeah. So we had dropped out.
But at that point, you didn't know if you dropped out. You just left it for a little while. And you may have gone back.
No. We just left it.
But you decided you'll never go back. What did your mom and dad say? Again, the background being very academic.
Yes. So, as I said, we said we're going to live this 1 year. So
it's like a gap year,
and
what the kids would call today.
No, not a gap year. We will be in college. We won't study. We don't bother with studying. We'll just live the way we want to live it. And at the end of the year, we'll kill ourselves.
What?
Yeah, so that's a suicide pact, right?
Are you being serious or are you joking now?
I'm being serious. My parents have my suicide note with them till date.
Are you nuts?
I was.
Beta, come here for a slap. This is rubbish.
No, and I'm telling you,
So how old were you boys? 17?
Yeah, so I want to just mention this because a lot of students go through this feeling, a lot of students go through this thought around exam time or result time, and a lot of people act on it. It's not stigmatized. It's okay to talk about it, A lot of people do that. And by talking to my parents about it, I wrote a letter, I gave it to them. They still have it. And they said, it's okay, fine. You want to drop out? Drop out. Don't need to bother. Forget it. I failed twice.
But you gave the suicide note to them?
Yes, I did. I gave it to my sister
to
give
it
to them.
Petrified?
They must have been. But they protected me from that reaction.
But let me understand this one last time. I want to go on about it. So you and Raghu decided we'll take 1 year of masti. We'll just have fun, let our hair down, enjoy college life. Or uske baad,
Maut.
Really?
Yes.
This is actually what you thought?
Yes. Look at this.
Okay, you can't see it, but he's showing me his wrist, which has some marks.
Yeah.
This is from attempt. Yeah. Was that bad?
Yeah. I mean,
why can't you do what we all did? Just drink cheap whiskey.
No, at that time, you have to understand, there was no job. I was not qualified for anything. And my family was...
Were you worried that you look at like a disappointment in your family's eyes because they are like super intellectual and you are dancers?
Educated and we're nothing.
They didn't encourage the dancing and all. They didn't think artists...
They didn't even know about the dancing.
So what did they think?
They thought we were going out to study. We used to go out and perform in auditoriums and festivals and stuff.
What a story, mate. I wish for the second book, man. Second book will expose all this. Yeah. All right. So luckily, you didn't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
How did you get into this television?
At that time, luckily, the cable boom had happened. This is around 92.
Yeah.
And about 93, 94, we had Indian channels launching ZTV, LTV, Home TV.
Home TV. Yeah. You guys did a lot of work with them. And the beautiful Mini Mathur.
Yeah.
Cut, segue, come back.
And so we found out that one company called TV18 is taking trainees.
Yeah.
To train themselves into training.
Right.
That's complicated.
I feel like committing suicide, dear mom.
So they just wanted...
I can't understand what he's saying.
Okay. So they just they wanted to open an institute to train people for cable television profession. But they wanted to train themselves by training some other people.
So by teaching, they became the pupil in a sense. Got it.
So they just looked at people without any future, whose life is already barbad.
My God.
So that they can't do further damage.
America was built on this principle.
Yes,
Give me all your
the
refuge of the left.
So I and Raghu were first in line there. So we had a 1-year program, after which they would decide which one of us to keep or whether to keep at all or not. And it is there that we found our calling, that okay, we are good at something. We don't need to be educated. We don't need to go home and study theory and everything. We can just land up and work hard. And if we can work harder than other people, then we are better than other people.
I don't think people give enough credit to being on the job and how it trains you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back now to 96, 97, those early years. I'm older than you guys by a year or two, or at least. And but the confidence level of being a producer or assistant producer, whatever the damn title was, being 18, 19 at that time, really young kids or in their early 20s, there was no problem.
Yeah.
You would go, you would talk to the hotel, you would talk to the college, you would talk to the person on the road, you would handle it. So in a sense, isn't that fantastic?
Yeah,
you had this just thrown into the sea and you swam.
Yeah.
I think in a way there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, and if it wasn't,
you dropped out.
Yeah, otherwise I'd probably be a chartered accountant or something.
Not one CA has been interviewed on our podcast. This is a sign that you have arrived, right? This is a sign.
Yeah,
finally. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying?
So that's how we got into this. In fact, first I was I did some business journalism. I was a trainee in that CNBC,
right.
which
because
is
you're very big into finance, news, and
no. They just put me there. TV18. Right before I met you on MTV, I was doing business news, and I was.
Where was Raghu?
He was also in business news.
Okay.
At that time, it was called IBN, the channel. Now it's CNBC.
Yeah.
And we were misfits there as well, but we were happy with our work. But we said, you know what, this MTV thing is happening, and that seems to be the most exciting thing happening in Indian television at present. We want to be there. So somehow we hustled our way into that team.
True. And once you put your foot in, I do remember also Deepak Dhar, who was head of something or the other in MTV, asking me that we want to hire people. And I kept recommending both of you all. And I don't know which one of you all came for an interview also in Tardeo. I can't remember. Maybe it was Raghu, not you. But for both of you all and for a job. Because I said these guys are good to work with because, working on the fly, being able to get things done with all the chaos. Yeah. Because that I think is the ultimate talent. Everything else, if you sit and research it and then you get the permissions done, a monkey can get it done. Yeah. With no disrespect to all the greats on television. Yes. Who we've descended from. But I remember, so we spoke about them and I remember pushing for both of you and I have not got a rupee till today. You've had a huge success. One by one, you came into the channel, then slowly producing this, that and the other, then the big roadies, then the big Spritz Villa, and then what have you. And not 1 rupee has come back to Cyrus.
I swear, man.
Okay, listen, Raghu, we have to wind this up and go into AMAs because you're talking too much. But I want to ask you a little bit about MTV once you get into the MTV side of it. So I'm going to name people, tell me what you think about them. Okay. And then we'll play that as small vignettes and send it to them on their personal, Twitter or whatever we can. So let's start with Malaika.
She's very hot.
Did you work with her?
No, when I entered MTV, we were in the same office, but she used to be the star, and
only Loveline.
I used to say hi once in a while.
Raghu has worked on Loveline as a substitute when somebody didn't turn up. I don't think you did.
I didn't.
They sent you in the field because you're more dangerous with women. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Second, Nikhil Chinnappa.
Nikhil Chinnappa is very cool. Yeah, too cool.
The one you worked with the most?
Yeah. I worked with him on many different shows, including Splitsvilla, and I think
what people don't know about him is he speaks very good Hindi.
Oh yeah,
and he's ashamed about it.
Oh yeah,
and we finally exposed him. So I said one day in Agra, 2 things he did. I've told this story before. It's amazing because I was really cocky. Me.
Yeah.
All the female VJs and producers, all hot and pretty and all that. And we went to a gun range, and he's a 4G kid, you know, but he's quiet. You know how he is, an introvert. So we're going there, and I'm saying, "Boss, give me the gun. Main dikhayega." Because I've seen Sholay 3 times. I can't miss. Right? Typical Indian. So I took the gun, and it couldn't hit a damn thing. Shoulder got hurt with the recoil. This guy picked up the gun. Rajiv, from the moment he uncocked the gun, I realized this is like a professional. Just the body language, like tuck, chick, pock. I said, oh, fuck, I'm going to look like a monkey. Nothing moved. Just the bloody thing, bullseye. Bong, bong, bong. And the other thing is, when we've been driving that all together, he's very anglicized and all that, electronica and all.
Yeah.
And I'm actually more like the political person. I try and speak with the person the way they speak, even though I speak really badly. And then suddenly I hear him getting into an argument. Yeah. He got into an argument with a rickshaw driver or taxi driver, I can't remember. And his Hindi was like Premchand. Impeccable. I was like, Bancho, ye kahan se aa gaya? Until then, it's like, nothing, not a word from him. I'm doing all the talking. And then suddenly he got angry. And then it was like, flow. Yeah. Great guy. Next, Saukar. Did you work with Saukar?
Yeah, a lot of times. I think he's so funny. We did. In fact, what I remember most about Saukar is one Style Award vignettes that I did with you and Sahukar. One of them was in the bathtub with both of you. Lathered in
Malaika, Sophia, Maria, Anusha. What do we get, Saukar?
Yeah, I know.
That's a tribute.
No, he's just funny, and he has these phases when he gets bored or there's time around and he just sits around for a while. He stands up and does a routine. He just starts doing a routine, and he gets everybody in splits.
It's like a funny rant. It just goes on and on.
Funny rant.
He also walks away. Have you noticed how he just disappears with his phone? He just walks away while ranting.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And you're talking to him about something, and he just does. You know how Muhammad Ali shuffles? I'll show you the Muhammad Ali shuffle.
Yeah. And this is a man who can't touch his toes. Yeah. He read one book on Muhammad Ali and decided he's the best boxer ever.
Yeah,
unbelievable guy. Sophie?
Sophie is a sweetheart. She's obviously she has this diva and this kind of a image.
But she looks fantastic.
She looks fantastic. She sings so well.
She's great fun to work with actually when you're traveling, because she can talk about anything.
Yeah.
And she's quite the lad,
Yes.
You can say anything about anything with her. She's great fun. Anushka Dandekar?
Anushka is actually, in the whole entire gang, she's the one I'm still
close to,
friends with and close to.
Because you're a pervert.
Yeah, no. She's just too full of beans, and she's
very Aussie. She's just like
very Aussie, and she's
straight up about everything.
Brings the party with her wherever she goes.
Does the world get closer when someone speaks chase Marathi with an Australian accent?
Yeah.
Tuja now, Kai Balthouse. My Marathi speaking friends, when they hear her for the first time speak Marathi, they're in love.
Okay.
I can't tell you.
She can't
so
speak
beautiful.
Hindi.
It's like Italian speaking English.
She can't
just
speak
love it.
Hindi. Yeah, but Marathi, she's like...
Yeah, but with the accent.
Yeah, but with the accent.
So it throws them also. It's lovely.
Yeah.
With the full drawl.
Yeah.
Who, have we left anyone out? I hope not. Maria,
I keep meeting her. We are
the chef connoisseur.
Yeah. She has really blossomed into and found a calling in the culinary field. She does some shows also. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I wanted to work with her. Another show that I created was MasterChef India, actually.
That was your show?
Yeah,
correct. Of course. Yeah.
So I did want to collaborate with her, but then life took over and I went away. But I keep meeting her in parties here and there. She's still the same. Very, very sweet. Very gentle person. Very sensitive.
Nobody says a bad word, but she's like Lakshman, the Lakshman the cricketer.
Yeah.
And nobody says bad words about Lakshman. He's just the kind of guy you can't say bad thing about. And no pun intended, by the way.
I know.
You don't have his skills, trust me. Back to two questions I want to end with. One is, who's the one person you really liked in MTV? Not the VJs. Was there anyone?
Cyrus Oshida.
Everybody says that. What's so special about that bald guy?
I have never had... He built culture within MTV and outside MTV. People called us the MTV generation. People loved every creation of his, and he was an ideas guy. You could just walk in and jam for hours on idea without having a deadline or an output defined.
And he never wore underwear, Rajiv. I'll tell you. He never wore. He said it.
That explains a lot.
His thought process just went out of the window. He kept it loose and free.
Yeah.
So Oshida, good, interesting. And most of the people from your group, the ones who are now heading production houses and doing their own thing, all have go back to him for some reason. Like he's a father.
Yes.
One last question. Arvind Kejriwal. I know we'll get you on the other show, hopefully Cock and Bull, where we talk more politics, but you guys were big. No, listen, this is not a criticism. He was big when they started. The whole movement was huge. And I think a lot of middle-class India turned around and said, forget ethnic background and class and caste and yevo. This guy was a guy who was uniting people on just basic principles and ideas.
So
what happened?
I'll tell you, politics today is built around ideologies. So there's the leftist and the right wing and the one Hindu and Hindutva and all that thing. In all this, basic governance, what the real issues such as water scarcity, water prices, education, roads, electricity, pollution, these are the things that do not get discussed. So if somebody comes around and says, you know what, screw everything else, these are the things that are important to me, these are the things that I will discuss, that has captured the Delhi mindset, and of course that we need more people. At heart,
you're a Delhi boy.
Yeah.
And everybody, actually, we went in during the general election. We spent a lot of time in Delhi shooting and talking to people on the road and people of your age group and less. And everybody said nice things about him, including his work in rural sector of education, where
government schools are now really
equal to private schools, and they were going, for example, to Shimla or Srinagar and places like that, where before they were just going to Faridabad and back. So he definitely pushed at least one envelope there. He did stuff for
electricity is the cheapest. No, it's now the cheapest. All
so electricity, you're saying he did well. Education, he did well.
Water, he did well.
He did what he could for roads. I mean, it's a mess, but he is
the
trying.
one thing that he wants to do,
headgear. He screwed up on headgear.
No, but he wants to get the CCTV cameras installed, and I think it's very important for safety. And
they should work. Very often we check and say the watchman is
No, but I think the will is there. The political will is there.
Are you still a supporter?
I'm still a supporter. Yes, I'm still a supporter for anybody who will talk about basic necessities and governance and women's safety. And
who will know better than the two boys from Venki's college who stood there pounding other men for staring at their girlfriends? Yeah. Fair enough. All right, Rajiv, we have to stop you. You're talking too much, and most of it doesn't make sense. And besides, you left me a note saying, shut the f*** up, I need to go. I've got more important things to do. But we have the AMAs coming up in just a second.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you are not following us on social media, please make sure you do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram was a big week for us this week. We crossed 10,000 followers. Also, you should check out the kind of stuff that we do over there. Get a look into the studio. And, see some of the quotes and stuff like that come out. And audiograms and, all that other kind of good stuff. So, let me tell you about two new shows that are coming up, right? So, the first one let me talk to you about is ABCD. This show is hosted by Farhad and Sunetru. They share the ABCDs of their queer lives and dig into the memories and experiences. Tune in for a new episode every week on Tuesdays. Another show we're really excited to bring you is called Feeding 10 Billion. This show is hosted by Good Food Institute's Varun Deshpande and Ramya Ramamurthy. They talk to experts in the food industry about rethinking protein and reimagining food systems in India. New episodes out every Tuesday for this show as well. Also, Simplified is completing 150 episodes. My God, I can't believe that we're already there. They need your help to celebrate this milestone. Send us theories, concepts, or questions that you have using the hashtag Simplified150 on Twitter, or send us a DM on Instagram. And Chuck, Naren, and Shriek will answer your questions on episode 150. On The Scene and the Unseen, Amit is in conversation with journalist and author Akshay Mccall. They deep dive into his book about the Gita Press. On Paisa Vaisa, Anupam is joined by founder and CEO of Markets Mojo, Dr. Mohapatra. They talk about minimizing risks and maximizing returns and understanding investment behavior. On the Empowering series, Serena is joined by celebrity fitness coach Bakr Nasser. He talks about the importance of exercising and how he started his own indoor cycling studio, Topspin. On Vartalab, Akash and Naveen talk to Tejinder Singh, the man behind the popular Insta handle Kamakha Photo Artist. On Golgappa, Trupti is joined by Monica Godbole, who shares her experience working on the set and how she found her passionate calling to creativity. On Pulyabazi, Saurabh and Pranay talk to Divyanshu Poddar, co-founder of Rocketeers, India's first solid fuel-powered model rocket kit manufacturer. On Kinetic Living, Coach Urmi shares a workout routine called Seated Twisted on Tabata Tuesdays, and on Thriving Thursdays, she highlights the benefit of nutrient-dense foods. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
Rajiv, with some permission from you, can we get into the AMAs?
Definitely.
Because then the glory of the show,
Of course,
myself, can be exploited.
Yes, I see. Just we start with that, right?
Hey, Amit, say hi.
Hi.
You can't just walk in and expect people to know you're here.
Well, yes, you're right.
Amit Doshi.
Yes.
Ab pesh karte hain mashhoor awaaz. Don't clap. That's very high standard. Nobody claps.
Okay, so this is from Tushar Patel. I started listening to Cyrus Says on Savan a few years ago, and I've been listening since then. I live in New Jersey, and people here know very little about cricket. I often come across people who jokingly try to ridicule cricket and glorify baseball. Please give me a couple of tips to counter that attack.
Yeah, well, Rajiv, this is more your expertise because, you play both games. So she basically is getting trolled or teased by people, I suppose ethnic Americans who...
people, so cricket is boring, baseball is interesting.
The big thing is that they used to go on about the 5-day format, not knowing what Asia's like, man. We just have so much time.
We need the entertainment.
Yeah, but now with the T20 and now the T10, which has been sort of rejigged, and the T10 is coming soon. Already tried in a couple places. It's shorter than a baseball match.
Yeah. No, but so many versions of a game exist. Right. There's got to be something to it, right?
It's bat and ball, right? I mean, like also in them both.
No, but so many versions. You can play it over 5 days or you can play it over an hour and a half.
How can you take either baseball or cricket seriously when the Chinese don't play it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, let's be honest and open.
I'll say this. I find both games ridiculously boring.
Yeah, because you like big balls. NBA champion, big balls.
Yes, I enjoy the NBA. I also enjoy the NFL. And I actually enjoy Kabaddi. Kabaddi is fun to watch. Much more so than I think that.
Anyway, I'll give her a phrase by a very famous Caribbean poet which she can use, which is very simple. I rephrase it. It's on cricket, but you can use it in baseball and say, what do they of baseball know who only baseball know? Just tell them that. And when we Indians start using long languages and long sentences, languages, I sound Punjabi again. I spent some time with you. This is a Delhi fixation. You spend time in Delhi, your Hindi improves, your English goes all over the place.
You're right.
I'm not kidding. And I used to spend 5-7 days with them. I actually came back speaking better Hindi.
So
it's just natural. You just start speaking it.
So
and your English, the plurals all go out of your languages.
So there's a thing called code switching, right? It's basically this idea, and so I suffer it. When I talk to American people, my accent starts going American. When I start talking to Indian people, my accent starts going Indian. When I start talking to people from North India, all of a sudden, Hindi comes into my language, which otherwise is never there.
And when I talk to telemarketer, I say "fuck you." Immediately there are certain things that you have to pull out. But Rajiv, a lot of boys who work with us in Mumbai, who come from the north, always complain that after 2-3 years, like Gopal, who works with us a lot, he says Hindi actually got bad. Because you have to keep dumbing it down to have a conversation, and then suddenly they start using tum all the time. They never use. No, in the north, it never comes out the word. Is that happened to you guys also?
Yes. Our Hindi has taken
a country. We're a funny country, man.
All right. The next question we have is from Nikki. Hi, Cyrus. Hope you're doing well. I have a question for you.
I'm okay.
I lost my Ray-Bans while entertaining some random guest in Washington.
She had me for a second. Out of my stupid... I thought lost my...
I lost my Ray-Bans while entertaining some random guest in Washington, D.C., which cost me $350 when I bought it. Please let me know how to overcome the materialistic things which are expensive and are then lost, damaged, and stolen.
See, I have a simple philosophy. And my answer, and Rajiv, I want you to answer this because your philosophy will be a little different. Mine is that never buy things yourself.
Yeah, I am painfully aware of that part of you.
I've got my mother's sunglasses on because Mohit Mahale, my producer's glasses, broke. And so this is what I have right now. I have a t-shirt the rugby boys give me when they play every season. I have shorts which Kunal Vijayekar owned but doesn't fit into. Now it's on me. And my dad's sandals. So it's all done. If I lose anything, it's their fucking loss.
You are lucky.
I think
you're actually a hermit.
I don't know from
in the big bad world of
but that's exactly
Bollywood.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Commercialism is a little overextended these days, I think. And then people, this happens. Imagine the whole day your mind will be fucked about $350 US dollars gone.
I'll give you a tidbit. Mark Zuckerberg owns only black t-shirts and grey jackets. That's all he owns.
But maybe superstitious also.
No. He says, I save a lot of time which other people spend deciding what to wear for the day.
Because it's the same uniform.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a smart thing to do. It's a very Silicon Valley thing to do. Steve Jobs,
but it's also sort of reverse snobbery, Rajiv, when they make so much bloody money and give you this simple philosophy of how they live. They take the money away from them.
So do you, Cyrus.
I don't make that kind of money. If I made that kind of money, it would be a crime.
And that, therefore you're eccentric. Otherwise you'd be like a homeless bum. I was well paid
in MTV in 2005. Under the present government, I have GST, Mahila Mandal Commission. I mean, there's no end to it.
So I often talk about this, right? Some of my friends have these huge apartments, right? And they keep them completely sparse. And like this arrogance of space,
minimalism
right?
is now.
But how do you?
No, but it's a 20 crore apartment. You're right.
You can only do that in a 20 crore apartment.
Yeah.
You
and nothing inside.
Yeah.
You cannot do that in any in a smaller apartment. You can't have
I
that.
had an even
around.
worse story about this guy in a 30 crore apartment with a really ugly wife. I'm like, really? Unbelievable.
All right, let's do
How
one
can you
last
laugh,
question.
you sexist bastard.
I know.
And you're all about, you're almost, aren't you a feminist? Do you do a lot of stuff for, do you start an NGO or something?
No, but I do support women's initiative. I also support jokes from you. Good or bad. So I laugh.
You balance it out, brother.
Yeah.
Are you calling me a woman? And rightly so.
All right, this is a somewhat long question, but I think it'll be kind of interesting to get into. So it's from Nihar Mehta. Hi, Cyrus. My question is about biryani. Why do people who eat non-vegetarian biryani say that there is no such thing as vegetable biryani? They say that vegetarian biryani is pulao and claim that mutton biryani is the real biryani.
No, so that's the word.
Okay.
Is there more?
There's a lot more, but I think let's
I'll
end
make a
it
biryani
at
this
this.
time.
Let's end
Okay,
it at
I
this.
couldn't put my 2 bits in here, which we've argued so many times. Biryani, the word comes from the mutton and rice together.
Yeah.
The meaning.
Okay.
So in definition, that's what it is. But now, you've got to take it beyond that, and you eat what you eat. So vegetable biryani without meat is a vegetarian biryani, I presume.
You have non-alcoholic beer now. What is that
I've
about?
had it full,
Yeah. So if you have non-alcoholic beverages,
I have virginal sex, which is Pornhub, and it's great. It's great.
So
a
rose
be laughing, huh?
is by any other rose is still a rose.
Non-alcoholic beer is horrible.
Boss, he's
horrible,
quoting Shakespeare, and what are you saying?
What did he say? Sorry, I didn't hear.
A rose by any other name is still a rose.
Yeah, and I call it non-alcoholic. That's true. Okay.
But you're quoting Zuckerberg.
Am I? Okay. That's Mark Zuckerberg. Non-alcoholic
I have
beer
no
is awful.
idea. I know nothing about this bugger.
All right, cool. I think that's good.
That's it. But one last question to Rajiv as we end here. Amit, have you seen roadies? Because you were probably in America when it was at its height.
It's not that I'm unaware. I am aware of roadies.
With the boys.
I've seen clips of roadies. I've seen like this.
My
I
sympathies.
don't.
No, I'm just glad that he's not sure. We have one Indian who's not been affected by this mammoth thing.
Well,
but
that's
it's
true.
Huge.
Yeah, I know.
Huge.
I know. So,
in fact, they're thinking of changing MTV to roadies, and MTV being a show on roadies.
Really?
The channel. It was that big for a while. Am I right, Rajiv? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it was. It had a big impact.
You got a new show coming out right now?
Yes,
It's
already out. It's streaming on Amazon Prime right now. It's called Skulls and Roses.
Amit, we discussed it for 23 minutes of the 40. Okay. I'm just telling you, but we can talk about it.
That's fine.
No,
That's fine. I saw the trailer. I thought it was interesting. So I just
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Listen to the episode because there's a lot of interesting revelations, including what they cope with in
I
college.
listen to every episode. You think
Do
I
you?
don't hear? I hear
I have
every
no
episode
idea.
that comes out.
I don't believe it.
I'm all about sports.
He only listens to the AMAs.
To himself.
Yeah.
Rajiv, Lakshman, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Janice, what do you think couples did before TV was invented?
I don't know, go for walks on the beach, long drives, fancy dinners, have more sex maybe?
But what did we do when we decided to move in together? We debated between the Chromecast and the Fire Stick.
We gave up on sleeping early so we could stay up watching true crime shows.
We got ourselves 3 cat babies.
And basically became the cutest couch potatoes around.
Okay then.
In case you guys still haven't got it, we are a TV crazy, Netflix loving, binge watching Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Anirudh Guha.
I'm Janice Sequeira.
And if like us, you snort TV for breakfast, lunch and dinner, this is the podcast for you.
Tune in every Thursday on the IVM podcast app or wherever it is that you get your podcast from. This is
Mr.
and Mrs.
Binge Watch.
Are you constantly seeking happiness? Wondering how to make the most of every day? How not to let your inhibitions stop you from achieving your goals? It's now time to get your A game on. It's time to unlock your true potential. Tune in to the empowering series with me, Serena, Valla, to feel empowered in all genres of life. From behavioral skills to management skills. From health to relationships. From mental well-being to emotional well-being. and of course your finances. I've got you covered. With these tips and tricks from me, Serena, and true life stories from my amazing guests, you're bound to bring your purest to the table. Tune in to the Empowering series with Serena Poonawalla every Thursday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you listen to podcasts.